What's up, traders? Today, Tom and I are going to be discussing a trade that we took this week. It was a losing trade. We're going to discuss why we liked it, what could have been better, and all that good stuff. So yeah, Tom is here, and we're looking forward to speaking to you guys today. We hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah, so I'm
So
just going to share my
yeah,
screen now. Hopefully you will
perfect.
get TradingView up.
Yep.
Hopefully you can see GU on screen. Can you see GU, James?
I can. So, walk us through why you liked the pound dollar. So we were looking to buy this, guys. Tom, you walk us through why you liked the buying potential on it yesterday.
Yeah, so for me, I was looking at this. So this is the daily time frame on GU. We've been in an uptrend for the best part of a month or so. So you can see here in March, we got the upshift. And so we've been holding this uptrend, held in the EMA. And then I liked the fact that yesterday when we came here, we'd pulled back into sort of last week's lows with these two multiple days down, which is what I'm looking at trading a lot. We then get this day yesterday on, so Tuesday, where we set the high and a higher low on the daily time frame. So when we come in yesterday, when we close back above the 8, I'm looking for a continuation to the upside. So that was what was really I was really looking to take advantage of. And you can see here that we've got last month's highs marked up, and we were above that at the time. So from a daily time frame, I was bullish and was just looking for the move to continue to the upside. That's where my bias from longs were coming from. How about yourself?
Yeah, just to add to that, the EMAs that Tom has on the chart. So Tom and I trade this similar systems, but in our own, flavored way. We trade the ASFX systems, obviously with Austin. And those are the 8 and 21 EMAs, right? So Tom's a little bit more, he's like the mad scientist. He likes the hard time frame stuff and all that good stuff. I love trading off the 50-minute time frame. Tom, so if you could just go to the 50-minute time frame, and that's where also Tom looks to take his entry. So Tom likes looking at the hard time frames, as well as the low time frames like me to take, like the 50-minute to take your entries. So I did like GU for longs. If you look over there, we were at a key zone as well. So last month's high, but we were at a key level that I thought that we started to trade above it, right? So I will be honest, yesterday I and Tom felt that we shouldn't have been in GU. The reason being is I do these, evening analysis that the pairs that I look for the next day, and I had GCAD and ECAD on, so that was on Tuesday night, looking for them longs on Wednesday, right? And what happened was there was pound news that shot GCAD up, and actually, in fact, all the pound pairs, as you can see there's some quite big wicks. That was an hour, that was at the Frankfurt Open, an hour before the London Open, right? So at 8 a.m. South African time, I'm in South Africa, and Tom is at that's 7 a.m. British summer time right now. You guys are weird with your time zones. So so I liked it for long. So I saw GCAD rising, right? And that was the play that I really, really liked. Now I broke my rules. I started to look at other pairs such as GU, and I thought I could ride that pound momentum. And unfortunately, it did look good, but it's not about taking a trade that looks good. It's about following your plan and your preset rules. I found that my best trades come when I plan them the night before. That's just been me lately. Like I can envision it the next day. I know what I need to be doing. If this happens, then I'm looking to buy it. If I'm looking for longs, if I'm looking to buy it and it starts moving down, I don't trade counter trend stuff, so I'll leave it alone. It's not ready that day. So I just felt that I was a bit off tilt in that sense. What about you, Tom?
So, funnily enough, it was exactly the same for me. GU wasn't on my list for the day. I liked some other pairs like GCAD and EU that that looked a lot cleaner on the daily time frame. Now, the one thing that kept me out of this when I looked back was that we were underneath at the time this sort of key level that we were holding. I was looking at this. I had this line marked in yesterday, and the fact that we were sort of underneath this, I wasn't overly keen on. And I was thinking that I would rather have taken it if we'd have held something like this off the last month's highs, so to speak. So at the minute, we were a little bit underneath it when price was happening at the start of the day. So that's what put me off a little bit, and why it wasn't on my watch list initially at the start of day. So I think we both made a trading error by going to look at a pair that wasn't on either of our watch lists. at the start of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think the big lesson is that, and I've taken, as I've always told guys, I've taken multiple courses before taking Austin's course, and you can always take nuggets from everyone's course, right? There's always something that you can take away. One of the guys that courses that I did, he had this saying. He used to say, "Plan, execute, and then secure." So plan your trade, execute it, and then secure the profits, right? So yes, it could be a bit cringeworthy or whatever, but I like that saying. You plan your trade and then you execute. I did not plan this GU trade. It wasn't even planned. So I felt that, like, as a day trader, because I like taking my trades and adding in if it's working out, or taking profits quickly if it's a more of like a session scalp. I didn't plan this at all, and I think it just goes to show, if you don't plan your trades, I'm glad that this was a loser, because it taught us a lesson yesterday, right, Tom?
I think it did, and I think the important thing is that we're going to take a lesson out of it. And I think it's always the most important thing about, if you take any sort of losses, is that you do take a lesson out of it. And I think we did. And I think we're going to hold each other accountable for that moving forward. And that is to only trade pairs that are on our watch list, or on trades that we have planned either the day or like the evening or the morning of. And we're not veering from that trading plan, because again, I feel like that's where a lot of people get into trouble, is by not trading their plan. You plan the trade the plan, and we didn't do that yesterday. And now I think we should, so whilst we had a negative outcome, I think that it actually should be viewed from the perception that this is positive, because we paid for the mistake, but we're going to take a solution out of this, which I think is the real valuable thing from this video here. And the good thing about being in a community and the Black Shirt Club is that we can now use this to our advantage and use it to hold each other accountable moving forward, and not to make the same mistakes again, which is one of the big things that I find a lot of value in the community in ASFX, and more specifically the Black Shirt Club. So for me, what could have been better for you, or what could we have done better?
Yeah, I think just one thing to talk about that, Tom, is what could have been better for me is the L50. But so if you could just bring that up for me, please, Tommy, and we'll speak about what that is now. But just something that you touched on there, I think the biggest change in my trading was accountability, being accountable, whether that's to a trading community. I think that's essential. Because I don't think family or friends should get involved too much in your trading. Obviously good to have them there for support, but I think having a trading community of like-minded traders that actually, like the Black Shirt Club chat, which is basically a mentorship that Tom and Austin and I and Evan soon do together, which is going to be it's just great to have that sort of accountability, right? So if we just talk what could be better, right? So a big part of the ASFX systems is something called the TDI indicator. It stands for the Traders Dynamic Index, and that is the indicator down below. And it's got, Tom doesn't have the trend line in, but it's got a red trend line, an RSI, and that yellow line, which we call the liquid 50, which is the market sentiment line. And that could have been better. As you can see, if it's above 50, we're looking for buys. And if it's below 50, the 50 value, we're looking for sells. As you can see, that's swapping, showing a little bit of indecisive behavior in the markets. As you can see that in the price action too. But I think a big lesson for me yesterday was I'm taking G off the watch list, right, Tom?
So why are you taking it off the watch list?
No, in all seriousness, I haven't traded GU well the last 3 or 4 months. My best performing pairs, which I've actually just had a win on today, is GCAD and ECAD. So just tracking the data. But yeah, that could have been better. The market sentiment line could have been better on this GU trade. What could have been better for you, Tommy?
So I think for me, like I've already spoken about, is the resistance level above from that level at around about 124, 125 on the daily time frame. But then I think the big thing for me, which I noticed, was I said I was going to manage the trade very aggressively from a risk perspective because of some news that came out. There was some news where the Chinese yuan was weakening, which was obviously going to strengthen the dollar. And at the time, I called it out in the chat that the Dixie was picking up some strength yesterday. So the dollar index, which was driving GU down because of obviously the strength of the dollar versus the pound was outweighing it. And you can see here on the dollar index that we were moving up quite rapidly at the same time that we were trying to buy GU, which wasn't going to be favorable for the outcome of our trade. So I think for me, just being aware of this and acting on it a lot sooner than I did is what I could have done better, I think, for me.
Sure. Yeah, I love that, Tom. It's clean and simple. I think the best trading systems, the best traders have the most simple trading systems, right? Doesn't have to be expensive or anything, you know, too complicated. So nice, clean, simple explanation there. Yeah, Tom, any final thoughts? Your side?
No, nothing from me. Just to wrap it up, that I think the lesson and the solution from this is the lesson learned is if you aren't planning a trade, don't try and find something just to take a trade. I think we probably succumbed to that a little bit yesterday, talked ourselves into it out of, I don't know, a little bit of boredom, whatever it may have been, on something that neither of us planned. And moving forward to hold each other accountable, and very, very lucky that we've got a great community around us that can help us do that.
Agreed. Yeah, accountability is key in trading. But yeah, I appreciate you, Tom. I think this was a good recap video.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all soon.